Hello, welcome to the LPN to RN Advanced Placement Information Session. If you're in this information session and you do not already have an LPN, then you're in the wrong information session. There is a nursing information session specifically for our students who want to pursue our traditional nursing or our practical nursing program. This information session is specifically for our students who are already LPNs and they want to further their education to become an RN. So if that is not you, go ahead and leave and go to the other nursing information session. But if this is you, welcome. We are going to be covering the program-specific requirements for our nursing program. So getting accepted is not as easy as submitting a Wake Tech college application, but you do need to submit a Wake Tech college application because you do need to be accepted to Wake Tech as a student. So make sure you've got your Wake Tech application completed. We need your transcripts. And then there's going to be a test of understanding at the end. You can take it as many times as you want to. You need to score 90% or better on it. And then you're going to email us. And you see the email at the bottom of the screen. That is hsadvising@waketech.edu. And just let us know all of that is done. And when that is done, what's going to happen is we are going to get you accepted as a pre-nursing student. Now, the benefit of being a pre-nursing student is that your transcripts can now be evaluated. And a lot of our LPNs coming in to the program have lots of transcripts, and we really need to get those evaluated so we know what credit you have. If you do need to take any more general education classes, now that you've been accepted, you would be able to register for classes. And your advisor is going to be a health sciences advisor. So that means you will have an advisor who is knowledgeable in the requirements to be accepted into the LPN to RN advanced program. So that is good. Transfer credits. Like I said, there's lots of transcripts. And so what's going to happen is once you're accepted as a pre-nursing student, as long as we have your official college transcript, it can be evaluated. Now please understand that advisors do not evaluate the transcripts, and we don't award transfer credit. We can look at them and kind of give you an unofficial evaluation and say we think you might get credit for these courses, but the registrar is the only one who can process the transcript evaluations. It can take 3 to 4 weeks to get those processed. If you do not see credit in your self-service account, you can always email them. The email is highlighted on this slide. It is TRAN, T-R-A-N, evaluation, E-V-A-L, request, R-E-Q. So transcript evaluation request, all shortened, at waketech.edu. Now, the one thing to note is Wake Tech's going to evaluate your transcripts. If they see Anatomy and Physiology 1 and 2, they are going to award credit for that. However, for the nursing program, they are only going to accept the credit if the bio courses have been completed within the past 7 years. If they are more than 7 years old, you will have to repeat those courses. Now, applying to the nursing program, there is a separate application that is specific to the LPN to RN Advanced Placement Program. Okay, so there's a separate application that you need to submit, and there are some program-specific admissions requirements, and we're going to cover each of these coming up right now. All right, so to be able to submit your program application, these are all located on the nursing webpage. If you cannot find them, please let us know, and you're going to send them back to us at hsadvising@waketech.edu with all supporting documentation. We do have an application window, so the applications will come live on the nursing webpage October 1st, and they will end January 31st. So that is the program application deadline, is January 31st. Our program always begins in the summer, and summer for us is in May, mid-May, and we can't accept a late application, so we need it by January 31st. And so what we're looking for is a math proficiency. Now, the math proficiency can be a high school GPA, it could be a college level math course, it can be a college placement test, it can be completion of an associate's degree or higher. The only thing to remember with the math proficiency is it has to be within 10 years of that program application deadline. And a lot of our students have been in classes a long time. And so make sure that your math is within the past 10 years. If it is not, you have not met the math proficiency. So check with your advisor, your health science advisor, to double check on that math. Because if it's not within 10 years, then we won't be able to accept your application. All students have to take the TEAS test. The TEAS stands for Test of Essential Academic Skills. We accept the TEAS 5 or higher that has been taken within the past 5 years of the program application deadline. You have to have a score of at least 59 to be able to submit your application, and we do have a retest policy. You can take the test twice in a calendar year, and the test dates have to be 30 days apart. Now, ATI will let you take the test as many times as you want to. We aren't going to accept that. All right, so twice in a calendar year, 30 days apart, and it does have your test dates on the scores when they send them to us. We also Superscore. So what that means is there are 4 sections to the TEAS test. There is reading, math, science, and English, and we will use the highest score per section per test. The only downside to this is if you have taken the test multiple times, then if you want ATI to send those scores to us, you're going to have to pay ATI for each score that you're having sent to Wake Tech. So that can get a little bit pricey. All right, so everybody has to take the test, the TEAS test, and those scores have to be to us by the application deadline. You're also going to have to verify work experience. You're going to have to verify that you have worked as an LPN for at least 18 months within the past 24 months of the program application deadline. So in essence, you have to show that you have worked at least 1.5 years in the past 2 years from that program application deadline. There is a work experience form attached to the application, which you can send to your employer, and then they will fill it out, and then you will send that back to us with your program application. So 18 months in the past 24 months. If you have worked at more places, then just have all your employers fill out the form. Now, as I said, that application window will open October 1st through January 31st. We are a competitive program entry, so we are going to award points. We're going to cover that in just a minute, and we will use any class that you have completed up to that prior fall to award those points. If you need to find the program application, I've got the link there, which is a really long link. Or you can just Google Advanced LPN at Wake Tech, and that will take you to the nursing webpage, and the application will be there that you can download to your computer, fill out, save, and then email back to us. Now, what do we do with those program applications? First, we're going to review them, make sure we have all the correct information, and if we don't, we're going to reach out to you. We're then going to review for classes. We're going to look at specific courses that you've taken and award points. We don't have a wait list, so there's no guarantee you're going to be accepted. It's all going to be competitive. Now, what do we mean by competitive? So what happens? is we have a limited enrollment program. We can't accept everyone who begins. So if you look at that program planning guide for the LPN, and I apologize that it's a little blurry, but I couldn't figure out how to get that PDF onto this slide. You're going to see the first two terms are general education courses. The third term is where Nursing 214 happens, and that is the first nursing class that if you're accepted you would begin. And that transition class is very intensive. It covers 4 other nursing courses, Nursing 111, 112, 113, and 211, all in one semester. So that's a very busy semester. So what happens is students need to have those first courses completed, the Bio 168, Psychology 150, English 111, Social 210. Those classes need to be completed. If they are not completed, you can still apply as long as you show that any of those classes are in progress that spring. So, and then if you are accepted into the LPN to RN program, you have to show that you have completed that class with a C or better. So what happens when we're talking about a competitive process? Those courses that you're taking, the English 111 and 112, so that's your freshman composition courses. You've got your Psychology 150, which is general psychology, Psychology 241, which is developmental psychology or lifespan development. You have Sociology 210, which is your introduction to sociology. The Humanities Fine Arts elective, that is an elective. So it can be an art, music, drama, philosophy, religion, literature course. Any of those will be fine as long as it is a 3 credit hour course. You only need 1 humanities. And then you have Biology 168 and 169. That's your A&P 1 and A&P 2. And you have your Biology 175, which is microbiology. So the 7 classes in orange have to be done. Now the humanities and the English 112 don't have to be completed to apply, but they are worth points. So you can see an A is worth 4 points, a B is worth 3, and a C is worth 2 points. We are going to multiply that by the credit hour of the course. And you can see all the courses are 3 credit hours except for your Anatomy and Physiology 1 and 2. Those are 4 credit hour courses. And then that determines your point. So for English 111, that is a 3 credit hour course. If you make an A, 3 times 4 is 12. So you get 12 points. If you make a B, 3 times 3 is 9. So you get 9 points. So we're going to add up those points. The biology courses are worth double points because you already know. You are an LPN, you know how important those biology courses are, right? That helps you maintain life. That helps you understand why your patient may not be feeling well. So it is important that you have that knowledge. So that is why those classes are worth the double points. So that's why it's competitive. We're going to add points up. Even though you don't have to have the English and humanities completed, we do recommend that you have them done so that you receive points. Now, for the biology courses, there are 3 of them, right? There's A&P 1, A&P 2, and micro. To receive credit for the nursing program to accept those courses, they have to be completed within 7 years of beginning the Nursing 214 course. We will base the A&P sequence on the second one. So if you had A&P 1, Biology 168, and A&P 2, Biology 169 in 2008, that's more than 7 years ago. But you can take the Biology 169 now, and that will bring the sequence up to date. So we will base that 7 years on that Biology 169. The microbiology has to be within 7 years. Okay? So you get points for the classes. Those 9 general education courses that are part of the program, you're going to receive points. You also receive points for the TEAS test. So you can see on the points, if you have a 71% or higher, it is 6 points, and 81% or higher, it's 12, and a 91% or higher is worth 20 points. So we're going to add all of those points up, and then the top, it depends on how many students. You can see the nursing program kind of has a variety. We accept anywhere between 11 and 15 students one time a year. You can see how many students. So you can see in 2022, 24 students applied. The points ranged from 163, so that was the highest, down to 106, and we accepted 15 of the 24 students. In 2021, we had 38 students apply, so we had more students, and you can see we went from 158 to 118, and we only took 11. So every semester is different. As you can see, it fluctuates. The number of students that we accept fluctuates, and the number of points fluctuates. But those points are all based on the grades and the classes that you have completed prior to submitting your program application. So what is your next step? If you're ready to apply to our program, make sure that you've done your application, you've submitted your transcripts, and take the test of understanding when we're done. And then once you're done, let us know. Email hsadvising@waketech.edu. Let us know everything is done so we can accept you as a pre-nursing student. After that, it kind of depends on what you need. If you have everything done, so you've already completed all of your classes, you've been an LPN, you're ready to submit your program application, fantastic. So that window is going to open up October 1st. Find that program application, download it to your computer, fill it out, send it back to us. Send it back to hsadvising@waketech. Make sure you have attached all the additional supporting documentation. So that's going to be your program application, your work verification of 18 months working in the past 2 years as an LPN. Make sure that you send us your LPN license. So go to the North Carolina Board of Nursing, download that, send us a copy, and make sure ATI has sent us your T-scores. If you do not have all the classes completed yet and you wanted to register, make sure that you go ahead, activate your student account, complete the e-learning in Blackboard. So if you're going to take any virtual classes, apply for financial aid if you need it, and make an appointment with a health sciences advisor so you know what classes you still need to take. Wake Tech does have 3 semesters. We have a fall semester, which is August through December. We have a spring semester, which is January through May, and then our summer is May through July. Registration kind of runs all the time, so you want to check the registrar's webpage for what we call a priority date, so you know when it's time to register. And then, like I said, make an appointment with a health sciences advisor. You can make one virtually. We are available 8 to 5 Monday through Friday, or you're welcome to go on campus and then wait to see an advisor. Now, some considerations before applying to our program, and you probably already know most of these because you are already LPNs and have been through a practical nursing program, but just to let you know, everybody has to meet their clinical requirements. That is going to include drug testing, criminal background checks, and we need your immunization records, which will include flu and COVID vaccines. You will also have to provide proof of health insurance coverage. And if you have concerns about any of the clinical requirements, we do have a clinical compliance administrator. Her name is Barbara Smith, and you can email her at basmith1@waketech.edu. Please just be patient with her because she does oversee all of our health science programs and all of the clinical compliance for all of our students. Now, just a reminder too on the time commitment. That Nursing 214 is intensive. That is in the summer. Summers are only 10 weeks. So please be prepared for a very, very busy semester. A lot of our working LPNs come in and they are working 50 to 60 hours a week. If possible, try to cut down those hours so you can commit to that Nursing 214 class. After that, you kind of move in with the other nursing students to complete the final fall and spring semester to then graduate. So that first semester is very intensive, very busy. So we strongly encourage you, if you can, cut back some hours and make sure you've got some support for yourself. If you do have any questions, please let us know. Again, email us at hsadvising@waketech.edu. We are happy to answer your questions. We appreciate you listening to the information session. Take the test of understanding next. Pass that with a 90% or better. Thank you very much. Have a great day.